Today, we will cover how using SAP Process Automation in recruitment scenarios can benefit HR professionals and talent operations teams. SAP Business Technology Platform is the foundation of SAP's objective of creating and maintaining intelligent, sustainable enterprises. SAP Business Technology Platform plays a very important role with respect to helping you accelerate your move to the cloud from on-premise. It also helps you keep the core of your line of business clean, so that any extension you use to fulfill your requirements can be built on the SAP Business Technology Platform. Business process automation tools like SAP Process Automation help you optimize and automate your business processes, and SAP Business Technology Platform has a set of services that helps you drive your decisions based on data. There are many factors and influences in today's digitization challenges. For example, the rapidly evolving customer requirements in terms of adopting cloud solutions. But from a digitization perspective, organizations are struggling to adopt cloud products because at present, there are not enough people with the skills required to handle today's technology, and furthermore, not all products are available on the cloud. So many companies end up with a hybrid or a complex IT landscape, which also ultimately inhibit organizations to quickly move to the cloud. Why should HXM customers care about process automation? Well, in one study about better technologies for 2022, we found that 45% of organizations are looking to adopt intelligent automation or process automation toolsets because of perceived cost savings and increased employee productivity. These are today seen as very important KPIs from a workforce transformation perspective in HR organizations. SAP SuccessFactors, with its award-winning experience, helps talent acquisition teams hire the very best talent from the market. But there are certain processes, such as pre-screening questions and offer letter distribution, that are still manual in nature. And when you have to hire many candidates, you want job postings to appear quickly. Once a candidate is selected and an offer is negotiated, you want to roll out the offer as quickly as possible. In a mass hiring scenario, you don't want to miss the chance to act fast. So we need a mechanism to handle the manual steps in the offer letter rollout. To do this, we propose using SAP Process Automation in alliance with functionalities in SAP SuccessFactors such as Business Rules and MDF or Metadata Framework, so that the business process and the underlying tasks are automated in real time. One benefit, obviously, is that resource time is better spent doing other tasks. So there is a cost saving and an increase in the efficiency in the way you use your resources. Using automation reduces the errors in executing these tasks, and overall, it helps with standards and security compliance. And finally, the HR resources who are handling these manual tasks today can spend their time on higher priority, more important tasks, which increases the overall efficiency. SAP Process Automation is targeted at citizen developers that we want to put into the hands of the business users, the HR professionals, and talent operations team members, so that you can create automations at ease, address your challenges without needing much technical knowledge, and you can reserve more complex programming activities for a professional developer from your IT resources. In terms of SAP Process Automation components, it essentially has a designer, which we call the Process Builder, with which you can create business processes. You can also create request and approval forms through the Forms Builder. Advanced Workflow allows you to use erstwhile workflows from SAP Workflow Management. SAP Process Automation also contains embedded automations or RPA capabilities within it. So you can use a computer robot to perform activities on behalf of you, such as making an API call or performing UI-based activities. Not only this, SAP Process Automation comes with a rich set of reusable content via its store. This content includes automations and workflow content packages. We studied the HXM processes for which process automation could be applicable, and we realized that there are certain areas in the HXM space where a lot of manual effort still happens in terms of recruitment and onboarding, and even payroll processing. These are candidate scenarios for considering using SAP Process Automation. We picked the recruitment space and identified a couple of scenarios for automation. One is handling pre-screening questions, and the other is offer letter distribution. In this demonstration, we will focus on how an automation can play a role in offer letter distribution. After the most sensitive parts are handled by HR department personnel who are negotiating an offer with a candidate, they have to come back to the SAP SuccessFactors platform and to roll out the offer letter. The discussion with the candidate and finalizing the terms of the employment are more sensitive, but sending out the offer letter is purely administrative in nature. Right now, this is a manual task within SAP SuccessFactors. By using SAP Process Automation's pre-built content, offer letter distribution, you can handle rolling out the offer letter in a short time without needing your talent operations team to spend time on it, because the automation will be able to handle each of those candidates' offer letter rollouts. In our internal executions, we found an automation takes about a minute to send those offer letters. The flow for the offer letter distribution bot goes like this. In SAP SuccessFactors, you need to use the offer letter functionality along with the offer letter template and/or the offer letter email template. When a candidate's hiring status is offer and the substatus is request offer letter, we can program the automations in such a way that the bot looks for those candidates, gathering that information from within SAP SuccessFactors. After it validates the data, it can automatically send these candidates an offer letter. The automations can be programmed to send an offer letter either by email, as an online offer, or in PDF format. In a typical process, the candidate will need to be moved to the next status in the pipeline. So once the automation sends the offer letter, it will move the candidate to the next status and record that information in the log, which can be sent as an email to the configured administrator. So as mentioned, all these steps are handled manually and end up taking about a minute apiece to handle such an offer letter rollout. How do you get started? We have a pre-built content offer letter distribution for SAP SuccessFactors. Let's log into SAP SuccessFactors. Let's now look at a particular job requisition in which 2 or more positions have been posted. 2 candidates have applied for it, Christina and Samuel. You can see that their status is set as offer ready to be sent because the HR has negotiated an offer and only the step of sending the offer letter is pending. Now we will switch to the lobby of SAP Process Automation. Here you have a menu option store, and it has 269 automations available in it. If you want to browse just the ones that are specific to SAP SuccessFactors in the product list, you can filter for SAP SuccessFactors, and you will see that 7 automations are available. For this demo, the offer letter automation is already downloaded, so the button is labeled Open. In your case, it will show you an Add button, which you would click to download the automation from the store to your tenant. Since it's already downloaded for us, let's click on Open. The first thing you will notice is that the offer letter distribution contains all the pre-built content. These are what you will see in the type column listed as automations. When you open an automation, here is a flowchart structure where you open an Excel instance to make the API call to SAP SuccessFactors. Each candidate is listed in a new row in the Excel, and that is what you will see when the bot is executed. The other aspect to notice is that there are a couple of configuration guides you need to explore, the SAP SuccessFactors Configuration Guide and in the BTP Configuration Guide. You need to follow them before you can run this automation. Everything is already set up and configured for this demo, so let's go straight away and deploy this bot using a scheduled trigger. All of the required environment variables are set up for the API URL and the bot user, for example, and these are part of the SAP SuccessFactors Configuration Guide, and you will need to set your values accordingly. Now let's go to the next step. Here you see some trigger types. You use the API trigger type when you want another application like Chatbot to call this automation, and use the attended trigger type when you want a human to review the process before the automation is launched. And you can use the scheduled trigger type whenever you want to wake up this automation and execute its processes at a particular time. We'll use the scheduled trigger type, and we'll pick this 00 full automation. As this is already set up for this demonstration, we'll run it only for today. And we want to run the recurrence every hour. And that's it. You need to also select this 24-hour calendar in case you want to run this automation at a particular time of the day. You can select them from the ones that are highlighted in blue, and that is when they will run. For example, if you want to make sure that the automations run outside your work hours, you can make that selection. But for this demonstration, let's select the full day today. And now we are ready to deploy. Once the automation is deployed, the trigger will be added into the list of triggers. By default, it's programmed to start 56 minutes from now. This time can change, but for the demonstration, we will click on this Run Now button. You can see that it says in the status below that the execution has successfully launched. We will head over to the agent soon to make sure that it is running, and then what you will see is the automation in action. When the bot is running, it will first make an API call to query SAP SuccessFactors for any candidates whose status is offer and whose substatus is offered to be sent by automation. The bot gathers this information, and just like in the automation demonstration, it will create an Excel file, and it will fetch this data and store it in the Excel file. Let's hope we end up seeing Christina's name and Samuel's name in it. The bot will open the same Excel again now, and for each candidate, it will open the SAP SuccessFactors instance. To be more precise, the bot will log into the SAP SuccessFactors instance as the bot user, which you would have configured as one of the environment variables. After logging in successfully, it will directly go into the candidates page to initiate the offer rollout process. Here you can see that we have those two variables and the application section, the offer letter template, and the offer letter email template. The bot set those in the next steps. Here it is setting the offer letter template as global and the country, region, and language. And subsequently, in the next screen, it will make sure that the right email template is selected, and then it will send the offer letter. Again, as part of the environment variable, another setting that we will have to select is the type of offer we want to send out. The options are as online offer, as PDF offer, as email. So in this case, the environment variable is set to issue an online offer. The automation will conclude this process for Samuel and then moves his candidature to the next stage in the pipeline process. It selects Samuel's name and clicks on Action and selects Advanced Candidate to the next stage, along with a note that the offer letter was issued by the automation. The same process will repeat for the second candidate, Christina. And it will access Christina's candidature in the recruiting module, and then we will follow the same steps of using the right offer letter template and email template. We will accept the offer letter template for this candidate, and then in the next screen, we will pick the right email template. Right now, by default, it has picked up A1, Invite Candidate to Apply, but because the offer is to be made, we will have to select E2, Offer External Candidate, and then send the online offer. Similar to Samuel's case, it will advance the candidate in the next steps to make sure that this particular pipeline step is completed. As you can see, using automations or a solution like SAP Process Automation is now imperative. We have created this keeping citizen developers in mind, and we hope that it inspires and empowers business users in the HR department to build and solve problems by themselves. The Citizen Developer tool itself is very simple. All you have to do is just drag and drop a few elements to design these automations. If you're using the content from the store, that's even better and easier. The content is already available, and all you have to do is just deploy it. So we hope that when you use SAP Process Automation, it will simplify your current business process landscape to make it simpler and faster, thereby optimizing the overall effort and making your work easier. SAP Process Automation is a solution from SAP Business Technology Platform. But basically, it means that not only can you use this solution in one line of business, but also you could imagine using it in business process scenarios that spill over from HR department to another department, say for payroll processing, which is part of SAP S/4HANA. You can think of all kinds of complex scenarios where this kind of solution is useful. Another of the main reasons for you to consider SAP Process Automation is that SAP has built a marketplace of pre-built processes that you can deploy, which means that you're starting a few steps ahead in your process, and you don't need to invest consulting time or partnership time to automate a process from scratch. Basically, SAP Process Automation is something that helps you to solve problems. As it is hosted on SAP Business Technology Platform, your IT colleagues will take care of the necessary configurations and setup for you, and keep you informed about security and governance for your business processes. Let's go back again to the SAP Discovery Center, which is mainly used for exploring SAP Business Technology Platform use cases and services. It's a single, publicly available site that is free for all customers and partners, with no additional license required. Here you actually get to explore the various SAP Business Technology Platform services, its roadmap, its service plans, and if any new services are added, you can explore the details about them here. It comes with a pricing estimator. If you're exploring a particular SAP Business Technology Platform service to meet your requirements, you can use the estimator to find out the cost. The reason this is useful to know is that there is an SAP Discovery Center mission already available that can help you set up SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Business Technology Platform, and SAP Process Automation in a step-by-step fashion for the very use cases we just covered today. All the information is covered in learning materials available within this portal. So take the time to explore this. Here are some of the resources for you to evaluate when you start using this use case, and for when you start designing newer business process-based automations. To wrap things up, SAP Process Automation is part of our latest low-code, no-code tools for addressing the automation needs of citizen developers. Using pre-built offer letter content, organizations can head start on a project as the relevant business process is implemented and available through the store. And finally, the relevant SAP Discovery Center mission gives you step-by-step instructions on how you can set all this up yourself.